Hello, everybody. I tried to do my intro, but it's been quite a while since I've done this, done the live stream. So let me see if I can pull up that intro. Or I guess I'll fix it for next time because I don't even know where I have that. Hold on. Let's see. Settings, general settings. Where is my intro? I think it's under here. Yes, intro. Yeah. It should have loaded and it didn't. I don't know why. Anyway, let's just do our regular intro and I will be back in about 20 seconds. And hopefully this one works. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So welcome, everybody, to 2026, the first episode of the new year. I have been doing these episodes pretty much every Friday, with special circumstances. Like I haven't done an episode. I think we didn't do any episodes in December, and that is because retail's crazy, and also I've been sick since like Thanksgiving. I think a little bit after Thanksgiving, I had this cough that just would not go away. And then recently, like I felt better, but I still had this lingering cough. And then it went up into my nose and I felt bad again. And I'm like, ugh. So you can probably still hear it a little bit in my voice. So my apologies, but I'm definitely feeling a lot better. So between being sick on and off since Thanksgiving and then also being in retail craziness, we haven't been doing the live streams on Friday nights. But my schedule is now returning to a little bit of normalcy. So thank you all for your time and attention on the matter. And welcome to the first episode. So Katie is here. Hello to Katie. Welcome. Stephanie is also here. Missed you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys too. So tonight's episode, we have another unboxing because what I wanted to do was do my big ass tarot reading for the collective for the year 2026, where we use the 13 moon spread and we do a tarot card for every month of the year, and then a 13th card for the theme of the year, chosen randomly or as random as tarot seldom is, and also the year card for 2026. So it's usually a combination of like, here's the card that's selected randomly, or not so randomly, and then here's the card that is the year card for 2026. So my plan was to do the year ahead reading for the collective, but since I'm still a little bit froggy and congested, I was just like, I don't know if I have the energy to do that reading tonight. So I promise it will still be in January when we do it, but it's just not this episode. I figured an unboxing was something that I could do relatively easily and not have it be a marathon session, because I don't know if my nose and my voice can last that long. So we are doing an unboxing tonight of the Lubanko Tarot by Lubanko. Lubanko. How do you pronounce it? Como si? Como sa? Don't know. So this is the continuation of the mega box that Llewellyn sent to me. So thank you, Llewellyn, once again for sending me all of these wonderful reviewer copies. Really, really appreciate it. Glad to know I'm in that phase of my tarot career, since in October was my 20th year of doing tarot professionally as of October of this past year. So I'm glad to know that I'm in that phase of my career right now. Yay. So we have, let's see, we have one other deck after this that I still have to unbox from that mega box from Llewellyn, and that is the Shadowscapes Tarot. So methinks, even though it is January 9th, methinks that Lubanko Tarot will be the deck of the month for Card of the Day polls, starting tomorrow. But we will unbox it tonight. So if that sounds good to everybody, let me know. Yay. If you are not familiar with this live stream, we do this or try to do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there are other main fixtures or pillars of the episodes, which is the astrology from Teresa Reed's wonderful AstroBiz Digest, astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my personal and my professional life. So we start the episode with that. We do the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer will win a free 3-card reading live on the broadcast. So that happens around the middle of the episode, so make sure you stay tuned. And then finally, the weekend forecast, in which I pull an oracle card to bring us into the energies of the weekend. So if that sounds good to everybody, let me know in the chat. Yes, we are still doing the AstroBiz Digest. Yes, I am renewed once again for another year. Such a no-brainer. $99 for a year-long subscription of astrology in layman's terms sent to your email inbox. Like, absolute no-brainer. Of course, I re-upped it. And she sends out a reminder before it's about to renew. So I'm just like, yep, I know it's about to renew. No, I don't want to cancel. Yes, I want to keep receiving it. Yep, please and thank you. So I am having myself a campfire whiskey. So cheers to the new year. Mostly I'm having the whiskey so I can try and clear some of this congestion out. Very, very busy day today. We recorded our first ever live episode for Card Slingers for the year 2026. So that is available right now on our Tube of You channel, youtube.com/@CardSlingersCC. Please go ahead and check that out. That is episode 141, guys. Can you believe that? So this is our, do I want to say 6th or 7th year of doing the podcast. I can't remember. It's crazy, but we're still doing it. So thank you so much, Katie. It's so appreciated, and I'm glad that you're happy to have me back. It's good to be back. And good evening to Fran. Good evening, Fran. Nice to see you. All right, let's start out with the astro-weather. Let me go ahead and pull that up on screen. By the way, if you guys are keeping track, new glasses, new haircut, new everything. I also got contacts as well. Thank you so much, Fran. I was just talking about that. Love the new look. Thank you. So I do have contacts as well, but so I changed the look from earlier. So we did Card Slingers. Then we did Feral Friday over on Instagram. Me and Melissa did readings on there. And I had my makeup on, I had my contacts in, and then my eyes were just itching. They were just not feeling good. So I'm just like, I need to take this makeup off and I need to take my contacts out because something's going on. I feel like I got like the waterproof mascara, like some of the bits of it in my eye. So I'm like, this is not good. So I just had to like clear it all out, start over, fresh face, wash my face. It's done. It's good. Yeah. New year, new Hilary. Watch out, world. Thank you. Yes. I could use a little less congestion, but yes, I'm liking those sentiments. So, all right. Let me grab my phone for the astrology. So everything's pretty like copacetic. I want to make sure like we're recording to both places, which we are. Yep. Yep, that looks correct. Yep, okay. We did start off the episode where it was like black screen, so that's a little bit of a hiccup, but you know, that's okay. We can deal with that. I can fix it for next week. Okay, so astro-weather. Okay. Cosmos are tame this week, the week of January 5th to the 11th. No major changes to speak of, which means we can get back to in the business saddle without too many problems. However, there are a few potholes, especially on Saturday and Sunday. I'd advise taking those days off if possible. I can't, but thank you. I'm working at my retail job all weekend. So I can't take off, but it's good to know, right? Sometimes we just can't avoid the energy, like the astro weather. So we have to, like, forewarned is forearmed, right? So at the very least, we know if there are potholes to be seen, we can at least watch out for them, try to avoid them as if possible, even if we're not able to like take that time off. So today, Friday, at 6:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun conjuncts Mars, adding a fiery can-do energy into the next 24 hours. It's terrific for self-promotion and bold business moves. But Venus approaching Jupiter at 12:35 p.m. sets the stage for overpromising, over-delivering, and overspending. Clients could be demanding too, requiring tight boundaries. This lingers all weekend, testing your resolve and straining resources. To make matters worse, the moon squares Mercury at 7:34 p.m., an aspect that spells trouble for negotiations and networking. Call it a night if you can. Don't bother with business. So today, Friday, January 9th, is a power day for Libra and a weak day for Aries. Okay, I will try not to overpromise. I will try not to overpromise and underdeliver. How about that? So for Saturday and Sunday, Saturday is an astrological shit show for business. Great. Can't wait. And so is Sunday. The sun and Mars oppose Jupiter on Saturday morning, which creates an aggressive vibe that could blow up quickly. The moon is locked in ugly angles with Jupiter, Mars, the sun, and Venus all morning before stationing void at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, like right before I have to go into the store. Fantastic. This means the public is not in the mood to buy anything. Sunday puts the moon in Scorpio at 5:55 a.m., shifting the focus to behind the scenes work. Update your website, research, handle record keeping, and keep a low profile. Once again, if you can. Venus squares Chiron at 11:13 a.m., followed by the moon squaring Pluto at 12:03 p.m. This combo means the walking wounded and wannabe dictators are out in full force. In other words, don't bother with business. Not much will pan out. Saturday is a power day for Libra and a weekday for Aries, as well as Friday. And Sunday is a power day for Scorpio and a weekday for Taurus. Whew. So that's a lot, guys. So as usual, let me know in the chat if you want to know what the astro stuff was for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If something was weird for you and you want to know the astrological reason why, I will take a peek in the Astro Biz Digest before we move on to our main event of tonight's episode, which is unboxing the Lubanko Tarot. And if I talk too much, I start to get congested again. or my nose starts to run, which is fun. Fran says, I'm sorry, my astrologer said I can't work today. I've tried that excuse before. It doesn't work. Depends on what job you have. Yeah. Good luck at the muggle job this weekend. I mean, fortunately, I am like, I think I've said this before to you guys. When I had an office job, I was the office witch. Same thing is true with my retail job. That it's just like I'm the office witch there too. They all know it. Mm. Fran says I kind of went full on snippy Virgo at work Thursday. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at Thursday. Mixed business bag. Morning is chill. Public is in a sour mood when the moon opposes Saturn at 12:46 p.m. and you might be too. Best to lie low until this blows over in 2 hours. Cloud of fogginess, moon opposes Neptune, stations void at 6:20 p.m. It's hard to see what's up and the news could be filled with disinformation. Yep. Makes perfect sense. Anybody else? I might have gotten in trouble with Mr. Tarot by Hilary a little bit earlier today because I just have like a huge amount of decks and books and spread cloths like right over like it's the bed. It's the bed. It's a pretty much strewn across the bed. And he was just like, this is impressive. Just like, I was cleaning out my bags next to my chair. So it's like, it's everything that was in my bags are now here so that I can look at them and organize them. Like, what do you want from me? Katie says, early Wednesday morning, please. Okay. Wednesday morning. The morning is calm. Perfect vibe for handling your task list. Not much can disturb your zen. Get going. Evening is stellar for marketing, and the moon trines the sun, Venus, and Mars starting at 8:04 p.m. So Wednesday was probably a very clear day, at least according to astrology. So sometimes we can't blame astrology. So Stephanie says to Fran, I'm sure they deserved it. Did you guys hear that? Loud silence. But one of the things that is strewn across my bed right now, besides tarot decks and books, is my 2026 Passion Planner with tabbies. So we be ready. We be ready for 2026. And I will start to add in the overview all of the topics for our live streams. Actually, let me write this in. So Fran says, I had receipts. You gotta have receipts. So today we are Lubanko Tarot unboxing. There it is. Because if it's not written down, it's not going to happen. That is my motto. So there we have it. Lubanko Tarot unboxing. And then we are in the second week. Yeah. We be ready. Oh, I've heard good things. Stephanie says I got the ritual planner, and I really enjoy it. Like I had a leather bound, or probably imitation leather bound, for 2025 that my mom had gotten me. That was just brown and gold. But I've had passion planners in the past, so I don't know. I guess I took a couple years off from passion planner, but I'm back again. I really do like it. I think passion planner is my favorite out of all of them that I've had before. So Katie says, yes, I did wonder if astrology was not the problem. Mm-hmm. Can't blame the planets for everything, but we can try, right? We can sure try. All right, let me put that down. All right, let's get into your favorite and my favorite unboxings. Love it. Always happy when I have something to unbox. I could not find my Morticia Adams embroidery scissors. I think I had started to clean a little bit, and the problem with me cleaning is when I clean, sometimes I will put things back where I think I will remember where I put them, and then I don't remember. So we are going to use my plain Jane embroidery scissors. I'm sorry if I'm a disappointment, but I can't find my Morticia Adams scissors, nor can I find my Pelican scissors. These are the ones I was able to find. So, ooh, that one's a good one too. I've done that one in the past year. Llewellyn's Witch's Daybook. That one's very good too. All right. So Lubanko Tarot, very intriguing. I got this at, it was either Melissa, I can't remember who. I think both of them, Melissa and Jamie, both said you have to get this. So you have to request this from Llewellyn. And I'm just like, all right, fine. I'll request it. So, and then I felt a little bit greedy. I think I told you guys about all of the things that I asked for, but then they sent it. So I'm like, oh my God, like, well, okay. So it's like, it's a little bit like, I feel a little bit mad with power. So I have to be very, very careful when I do request reviewer copies that I'm actually going to review the things that I'm requesting. So like, keep me honest. Please keep me honest. So this box, let me make sure that I'm not doxing myself as I do this. So this box from Llewellyn is now officially empty. I do have some other books that I haven't quite reviewed yet. So Lubanko Tarot and then Shadowscapes Tarot are going to be the last two unboxings from this box. So yay! So Lubanko. Barcode. Sides. Explore the surreal, the intense, the queer, and the divine. And I am going to ignore that message. So E. Lubanko invites you to dive into the many facets of life through a mythical, sensuous, colorful, and unapologetic lens. This deck and its full-color guidebook are inspired by, but also diverge from, the Rider-Waite-Smith system, creating a collection of archetypes with greater dimension and relatability for modern readers. Each of the 80 cards, including 3 versions of the Lover's card, Melissa did warn me about that, which is fantastic. It's not a warning, more so that she was like, gave me a heads up. She was like, there are 3 versions of the Lover's card. And I'm just like, nice, cool. Is packed with decadent meaning to meditate on, helping you decipher your personal metaphor and mythos. These cards encourage you to ask deep questions, to seek the truth in all of its light and darkness, As you journey through the deck, you will discover the diversity of life on Earth and the divinity of transcending our expected forms. So it's 80 cards and a 244-page color guidebook. Here we go. And now you guys are hearing exactly what I've been dealing with for the past like month and a half, which is if I talk too much, then it starts to get down in my throat, and then I start coughing because I can't clear it. It's super fun. Basically, I feel fine. I sound terrible. All right, let's open this bad boy up. And for anybody that's requesting readings right now, just a reminder that there is the mid-episode reading coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and put that crawler on just to remind people that is the time to ask your question, and only the person that wins the mid-episode reading. Other than that, you can always reach out to me, tarotbyhilary.com, and book a reading. Yes, exactly. Time to take another sip of that whiskey. Well, I just had some water, and now I'll have a little bit of the whiskey. I made myself a hot toddy the other night, and it was good. It was helpful, I think, but I didn't have any fresh lemon in. So I used like a bottle, not a whole bottle, but I used some of like lemon juice like from a bottle. And I think that was probably the difference. Like it probably would have tasted better if I had used fresh lemon. But used a ton of honey, the campfire whiskey, some hot water, and that lemon juice. And I think the honey I used was like an orange blossom honey. It was very nice. So, so annoying though. It's like just in my nose. All right. She open. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is it a magnetic closure? I think it's a magnetic closure, guys. It is. You know how much I love a magnetic closure. Oh, it's so pretty. So you open up the cover, and it says, "Without darkness, we have no shadows to define the light. And without light, the darkness may seem unending and without boundary." So pretty. So the guidebook is called Divining Light and Shadow. So, ribbon. Divining Light and Shadow. Okay, we know it's a newer Llewellyn because we have yet another little card stand with the Llewellyn Crescent Moon logo. I'm really loving that. All right. We pull up and we have the deck itself. So Stephanie says, "I love a good menthol eucalyptus shower steamer to get rid of congestion." Yes, I have been doing that. And I've been using like a pine scent like spray right after I get out of the shower when it's nice and steamy. I'll then spray it. And then, of course, I'll be using, I use Vicks Vapor Rub like right over my chest and my neck, and then I've been going to bed. So I've been trying to like basically do everything to open up the sinuses and the throat. Fran asks, are the lovers cards pick and choose based on who you are reading for? Yes, I believe so, but I will look in the guidebook. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Yes. Yes. So we have the deck here. The backs are really pretty too. Okay. Look at the backs. That's really pretty. So Lubanko is an artist, designer, and tarot enthusiast. She specializes in creating art on the surreal, strangeness, sensuality, nature, and metaphor. Emily started reading tarot over 20 years ago and has been hooked on the process and the mythos of it ever since. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. I'm already looking at the Fool. I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves. Okay. So here's the book. So this deck came out in 2025. These cards and paintings and book were made from 2014 to 2020. This new edition, with its additional cards and more robust book, was updated in 2024. Much has changed in these years, and so, like with any piece of art, you are holding a time capsule of a person who makes art in such times and has learned a lot from said times. Right, exactly. So Fran's saying, okay, so no way to tell up from down. Yes, correct. Which I appreciate, especially if you don't read with reversals, doesn't really matter. But if you do read with reversals, then I kind of don't want to know. I don't want to know if it's a reversal or not before I turn it over. So I appreciate that. You're holding a time capsule of a person who makes art in such times and has learned a lot from said times. Making a tarot deck is about taking some of the large-scale metaphors of the human experience and summing them up into imagery. I made these at their base as highly personal art, but they are also works to be shared. They are high-intensity tools made by a small, high-intensity person. I believe in the importance of imagery in listening to the way it strikes one personally and learning from that experience. While I hope that the images speak for themselves, I also believe in the importance of breaking out from those initial impressions and trying on something new. I have tried to strike a balance between explanation and letting the art speak for itself and to make room for interpretation. Hopefully, this guide will help you both examine your impressions and how they connect with mine, or whether they connect with mine at all. Everyone approaches tarot a little differently, and I welcome that difference with warmth. If you're feeling lost or curious about my own personal intentions, hopefully this guide will help you. And firstly, if you encounter a card where you feel a strong resonance or meaning that does not match my description, don't be afraid to use this tool to tell your own story too. This work comes from my heart, and I am offering my hand outstretched to you. Use these tools in ways that enrich you. I hope they bring you help, I hope they bring you wisdom, and I hope they bring you nourishment. So, these cards are built on a Rider-Waite-Smith structure with some deviations that felt truest to my personal artistic voice and message. You will recognize the underlying structure of 78 cards, The Fool's Journey, and each archetypal pausing point. There are some deviations in certain cards in tone, figure, and perspective. Each was carefully chosen for a fuller message that felt more honest, and after extensive inquiry rather than replicating the structure without question. This in itself is built into the ethos of the deck. Okay, let's see. Wow, these are really pretty. Okay. Three sets of lovers entwine around each other, opening themselves to each other, feeling intimacy and beauty, overwhelm and decadence, delirious intensities, the fruits of nature, heralding their growth and closeness, the held breath and adrenaline of closeness taken to a metaphorical fever pitch. This particular deck uniquely has three lovers cards to be used how the reader sees fit, since that was the question that was asked. You may use all three at once or choose the one you feel most drawn to. I highly recommend giving all of them a chance and giving yourself a chance to ask yourself the questions the lovers may pose to you. These lovers are also purposefully gender ambiguous, focusing on dynamics of different intensities and moods rather than assigning specific archetypes and ways of loving to a particular sexuality or gender. Oh, wow. Um, so some of this art might be confronting to people. So enough extrapolation. Let's go ahead and flip through. So we have the Fool. Hold on a second. Hold on. Since we've been doing a lot of unboxing episodes, I have the unboxing overlay at the ready. So why don't I just go ahead and use that? All right. So we have the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, yeah, the High Priestess is very pretty in this one. All right, we have the Lovers next. So there are three sets of Lovers cards. Here's number one. Number two. And number three. Yes. Egyptian tone to the High Priestess. Uh-huh. And Emperor looks very Norse inspired. Yes. Yes, they do. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. See, yeah, Fran says, oh my delicate southern nature. Yeah. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. Watch out for Fran's delicate southern nature right now for the Devil. The Tower. the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and finally, the World. And then we move into the Cups, then the Pentacles, then the Swords, and then we end with the Wands. So before we break up the deck and then shuffle it all together, keeping the major and the minor separated from each other. Yeah, the Tower card is very nice. The Devil card is very like, ooh, why is the Devil hot? Like, oh my. Are there any particular cards from the minor arcana that you guys want to see? Let me know while the minor arcana is still in order. And that way I can show that to you guys before I go ahead and shuffle it in. And then we can do the mid-episode reading from the Lubanko Tarot. And I will continue to use the Lubanko Tarot for card of the day pulls for the rest of the month. Katie says these designs are really pretty. The inspiration from different cultures are great choices. Yeah. I mean, just based on what I've seen of the major arcana alone, wow. Really, really incredible imagery. Very some of it very like confronting, but I can only say that that is a good thing, you know. Stephanie is requesting the Queen of Wands. So that's pretty easy to find quickly since it's at the back of the deck. So there is the Queen of Wands for you. I'm going to go for the Queen of Swords because y'all know, but like Three of Swords. Katie is asking for the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, Ninja. There's the Seven of Swords. Oh, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Oh, I love her. Queen of Pentacles is gorgeous too, guys. I'm not even looking in the book. I'm not. I want to be surprised. But I kind of want to look. She kind of looks like Bowie. Yeah. All right. Let's start off the let's start it off. Oh, I feel like Wands was the worst queen. Oh, yeah, a little bit disappointing. So let's start off the mid-episode reading. Let's kick it off, in which one lucky viewer wins a free 3-card reading for me live on the broadcast. So what you're going to do to be considered for a live reading, comment tarot into the chat. TAROT into the chat. And we will start the clock at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, Fran is in. And while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. So first I'm going to shuffle the minor arcana. I don't know if I necessarily want to do reversals with Lubanko. I mean, I'll see how I feel as the month goes on. Stephanie has also entered. And you notice how, I mean, some of you might be tuning in on the Book of Face. Some of you might be tuning in to the two of you. But when I'm making these comments, like, I'm not answering that, I'm not answering that question, or I'm not answering that comment, it's because people are requesting me to pull a card on either the Book of Face or the two of you. If you're not seeing the comments that I'm referring to, it's probably because you're not watching on the same platform that person is asking the question on. But like, the whole reason I do the mid-episode reading is it's exactly because of that kind of behavior. So I've been doing this now. I've been reading professionally for 20 years. I've been doing this live stream for 6 years now, over 6 years now. And I found the mid-episode reading to be the only way to really, like, not please everybody, because I know you can't please everybody. And, you know, any efforts to please everybody, you end up pleasing no one, including yourself. But the mid-episode reading was my idea to be able to at least give something, some kind of example of how I do readings, as like kind of like a taste or a wet your whistle or a thank you for watching the broadcast live. And also kind of to address, like, no, I'm not going to pull a card for you just because you ask me to, because these episodes, 1, they're educational. 2, I hope they're entertaining as well. 3, I hope they're both edutaining. They're both educational and entertaining. And what am I on? 3 or 4? They're an advertisement for my work. So if you do want to book with me, you know, if you do want a reading with me, book a reading on my website. Like, that's kind of what these episodes are there to do, to be like, yes, I am entertaining. Yes, I am educating you, but it's just like, and yes, I am doing it for free, but like, the best way to work with me is actually pay for a reading and work with me. I mean, like, I know. Oh my God. I am such a capitalist. I love how Fran's just like, come on, Katie, everybody's doing it. Stephanie says, and we appreciate it. Yes, I know you guys appreciate it because you're regular viewers. But there are some people that just don't get it. And, you know, they're always going to, it is kind of a like, doesn't hurt to ask. But, you know, like, sometimes it does. And I know that's how some people are raised. You know, it doesn't hurt to ask. Like, oh, I figured I could, you know? And it's just like, I feel like it does, though. Katie says, better chances for you. All right, let me shuffle in the majors. Let's go ahead and select the winner, though, first. So, drum roll. Yes, exactly. Fran says, girls gotta eat. That's correct. Pick a winner. Fran! Fran is the winner of tonight's mid-episode reading. So, Fran, you know the drill. Please go ahead and put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards for your question from the Lubanko Tarot. Or if you prefer another deck, let me know. That's fair too. Thought I'd sit this out this time because I have no specific question. General readings are always fine too, though. I have shuffled the minors. I have shuffled the majors. And now I'm sticking the majors in, but I don't know. That means two things. I don't know which majors are being stuck in and where. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. It's a very scientific process. And how did I learn to do this? I don't know. I just made it up. Just makes me like, I'm just like, this works. This makes sense to shuffle up a new deck. By the way, you can do a messy pile as well. As long as you approach the cards with respect, then they'll work for you. Just be respectful. By the way, if you're asking, cards feel pretty good in my hand. Cardstock is a little bit thin. I have noticed that's a general trend for some of the newer Llewellyn decks. But you know me, like, even if I got these sent to me for free, I'm always going to be honest. I'm like, thank you, Llewellyn, for sending these to me for review. But I am going to be honest when I'm reviewing them. Oh, is that the actual name of it? I like a good table wash, but that's the former poker dealer in me. I just call it the messy pile. But I'm guessing it's called a table wash. Did not know that. All right, we've got a couple more cards to shuffle in. And we have Fran's question. All right. I recently had a vision come to pass. Will there be more to come? Okay. All right. These ones go in the center. All right. Vision come to pass. Will there be more to come? Shuffling. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. So 2 out of the 3 cards you're getting are major arcana cards. So it's definitely a sit up and pay attention kind of reading. And I do understand, like, this is the reason why you received the reading this time around, because I don't like to anthropomorphize the tarot, but sometimes I feel like it's necessary to do so. It's almost like the tarot knew that you needed the reading now. You know, like it was meant to be that you won the mid-episode reading tonight. So you're getting the 2 of Pentacles, you're getting the Devil, and you're getting the Empress cards. Now, not all visions are bad, but sometimes, and now this is just coming from personal experience, the first access I really had to my intuition was through my dreams. And when I was getting a vision through my dreams that was like prophetic, I would have the most visceral hyper realistic, hyper dramatized dreams. Like I would wake up in like a cold sweat, panting, and being like, oh my God, was that real? And then a milder form of what I saw coming to pass would come to pass. But it was almost like my intuition's way of telling me, like, sit up and pay attention, like the hyper realistic and the dramatic, like, just got me to sit up and pay attention and let me know, like, hey, this is probably a prophetic dream and like this is going to happen. So just like pay attention. But it was never as gruesome as the visions that I actually got. It's like very close to like if you're familiar with the movies, the Final Destination movies, where just like the character, like the main character, would have this like vision of all of these gruesome deaths, and like most of the time the vision was worse than what actually happened to the characters. That's kind of how I would describe it. But I'm not saying the vision was bad. I'm just saying with these cards that are coming up, it's just like, just keep in mind, like, it's just like, I think, yes, there is more to come. And like, just because the vision is this way doesn't mean it's going to come to pass exactly the way you envisioned it. It's probably going to be like a milder form. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, my nose is starting to drip now. Fun. So my first pass on these cards are going to be my own interpretation, and then I will go to the guidebook. So Two of Pentacles. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink, take down this because you're receiving the mid-episode reading right now. So here's the Two of Pentacles. So it is a card of balance. It is a card of the struggle of the juggle. In this case, instead of the juggler kind of juggling in the line of the infinity symbol, it's two snakes instead. And it's almost like it's like as above, so below, because the topmost circle is like the cosmos and like this like galaxy, right? Or yeah, no, that's a galaxy in the orbits and everything. And then the bottommost is the peak of a mountain. So to me, it's like very much about like alignment of like the cosmos and the practical, you know, like the astral, the cosmic, and the mundane or the earthly below. So it's almost like I feel like you've been working towards this kind of thing happening, and now it's starting to happen, and you have to like come to expect that it is going to happen more, and to like find your new equilibrium or your new balance in your new reality. Hopefully that makes sense. Now the Devil card, which is like the the Devil card, it's almost like the reason why I gave the preamble of like really graphic visions, so like hyper realistic or gruesome, and then it's like you actually get a milder form of what in the visions is happening. Like that's the reason why I said that is because of this card. Because like, oh, look at this Devil card. Like it just feels very like bloody and gritty and like, but you kind of like can't turn your eyes away from it either. So the Devil card to me, especially this version of the Devil card, is like allowing yourself to go there, allowing yourself to kind of kind of like bathe in the taboo, or like kind of revel in the like the coolness of it, but also being a little bit scared of it too. And I think that a lot of people have like that same experience where it's just like, there's no way I could have known that. What the hell is happening? And they have this kind of like, wah, reaction to it. They either like really embrace it, or they kind of like shun it. And then they like take their cards or their divination system or their journal or whatever, and they drop it into a drawer and they shut the door, and you know, and they don't pick it up for a while. Like I feel like that is kind of a necessary part of the journey, in a way where it's just like, it's really, really cool, but it's also really, really like frightening at the same time when it first starts happening. So like allow there be, since there is the Two of Pentacles here, it's just like allow both. You know, both is going to happen and you're going to have those moments, but allow both to happen because both are a part of it. And then finally, the Empress card. Sorry. Darn this cough. Okay. So finally, the Empress card. The Empress card to me is that card of like that maternal instinct and wanting to be protective and wanting to be nurturing as well. And this is, it's almost like this is your way of doing that. Like your vision is a way of protecting your community or protecting your family or protecting your friends. And when you start to kind of have that mindset tweak, you will start to more welcome those visions because it's just like, oh, there are many ways that I protect and nurture my community, but this is another way that I can protect and nurture my community. So that's my first pass. Now, let's look at the guidebook. Again, I apologize for being so congested, and of course, soon as as soon as I start talking, like the more I talk, the more I'm like I sound like a Frenchie with a cold. So, the Two of Pentacles. Ooh, that Ace of Pentacles is really pretty. Okay, so Two of Pentacles. Twin snakes, light and dark, twine infinitely around the sparkle of heavens, the peaks of the earth. The night sky glitters and shines as the two hang in balance. Divinatory meanings are balance, finding one's priorities and measuring them, taking stock of one's life. The importance of what grounds us is balanced by the importance of what buoys up, causing us to look up and dream. Weigh what matters to you and shift things around until it feels right. Now, that's a beautiful interpretation. Oh boy. I have a feeling I'm really going to love this deck. This is playtime for me. I love it. I just wish I sounded better for you guys. Okay. The Devil card, which is like, woo! A writhing figure luxuriates in pink and red, wrist and waist deep in the juices of a great pomegranate. I didn't even notice that that's what it was. It's a pomegranate. Sinking into a sticky sweet drowning as hints of chains begin to take shape. The colors swirl hallucinogenically around them, seeming to dissolve their form and cut into their body with a hunger that bites back and consumes. Yeah. The devil, so the divinatory meaning for this, the devil is untamed decadence, an embrace of temptation and addiction. With the devil, we find ourselves leaning into habits and situations that may feel delicious or familiar or good or automatic in the moment, but do not necessarily serve us. Worse, the temptation can be so woven throughout the experience that a person may not even notice their situation until they are submerged as if in quicksand. There is no shame in enjoyment or indulgence in itself, but when the indulgence hurts us and chains us to it without the option of leaving, we must be wary. Yeah. Devil is like, peaches. Want a bite? That pomegranate. You're very welcome. I'm happy to power through. This is the reason why I was just like, there was no way I was doing the year ahead reading tonight. All right, finally, the Empress card. The Empress sits with her child, fruits of plenty at her feet. Her eyes are downcast, her expression relaxed. She knows she sits in a place of comfort and security. Flowers curl around her, naturally soothing presence. The Empress brings themes of beauty, nature, nurturing abundance, connections with creativity and the senses. Survey your abundance and cultivate it. Strengthen your connection with the earth. The Empress isn't confined to any gender or age, though I have depicted her as a mother here. The Empress is about both abundance and the power that comes with being someone who can create abundance with their presence. They nurture themselves, the people around them, and their environment. The Empress is about the little things we do that build up to an immensely powerful way to live. Successfully nurturing a garden, raising a child with compassion and skill, and remembering that to appreciate nature is to actively care for it. Beauty forms around those with this Empress persona because, while they may seem like placid, calm presences, there is an immense amount of work behind them. The major arcana is about concepts that are larger than life. To be the Empress is not necessarily realistic. She is not someone that any finite human can be. The myth of the woman or any other gender who has it all, for example, is just that, a myth. We cannot strive to be the Empress in totality, nor should we. Instead, we strive for little actions that bring us closer. For those who look at the Empress and feel exhaustion, it is impossible to be the perfect nurturer every time because there is no perfect state. Remember that the Empress is an archetype for us to contemplate, not one to be imprisoned by. Those who are new parents often feel intimidated by this card. We are human and we slip up. We are impatient, we cry, and we miss our sleep. We cannot possibly answer all of the questions of those we hope to guide. Instead, we remember that a greater strength than anger and authority is the ability to grant nurturing to others. We cannot claim to solve everyone's problems. We accept our own fallibility and instead focus on what we can do to build our lives around the ability to be and provide a hearth, while remembering to include ourselves around the warmth of that hearth too. Whew. So that's a lot. So I hope that helps, Fran. You've been very quiet because I know you've probably been listening very intently to the reading. But please feel free to give me any feedback if you so choose. I hope this reading helped you, both my interpretation of it and the guidebook's interpretation. And thank you for your vulnerability because it is not easy to be read for in a public space. And I appreciate you. Stephanie says, I kind of thought he might be doing other things to that pomegranate. Yeah, that was my thinking too. I love that. Create abundance with their presence. Yes. Uh-huh. Like this is a beautiful and very deep deck. Like I can't wait to work with it more. It's gorgeous. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, this is I knew it was something really, really visceral. Holy shit, Fran. Like, talk about crazy. I work at a hospital. While waiting on the shuttle to the employee parking lot, I would see Life Flight, our helicopter, fall off the roof between buildings and crash for months. Okay, I'm waiting for the rest. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary, but I'm telling you, I would get This was my intuition awakening, where I would get visions like that in my dreams. Good grief. Last November, it crashed in a field, killing one of the nurses. That's awful. I have one more card for you, but I'll wait. And you can probably guess what card it is. I also want to remind people that sometimes we get these visions for no reason whatsoever. There's nothing we could have done. There's nothing we could have done to prevent things. It sometimes it happens. Mm-hmm. So sad. I hope all your future visions are good things. I mean, it's a really nice thought, and I also echo that sentiment, but not all visions are going to be. And we can't control it necessarily. Yeah, the vision stopped. I'm waiting for a but. Yeah. Sometimes a vision is just to tell you that you have that connection with spirit and the universe. Yeah. I would also recommend smoky quartz around your bed. Not necessarily. This is not to say that visions can't happen when you're awake. They absolutely can. So yeah, smoky quartz. I see the nurse in the hall near the ER. Smoky quartz. And if you are unsettled by their presence, you can always ask not to see, or you can just say like, honey, you're not meant to be here anymore. You know, you can always gently nudge if you want to. If they're happy there, they might be happy there. Like that, you know, the ER might have been a place of joy for them, or a place of healing for them, or a place where they felt, you know, they did their best work and they mattered, and you know what they did mattered. So it's up to you. Um, but I would definitely start carrying some obsidian and smoky quartz. Yeah, that's why I wear hematite to work. Hmm. Now, I did pull a further card for you just to like look as you were saying, and I did get the High Priestess. So I don't think it's the only time that you're going to be getting visions. Um, Hey, remember way back when we all predicted COVID, but we had no idea what we were predicting? Remember that? Sometimes we get visions without knowing what the vision is actually about until it occurs. Yeah. Yep. That you know of. I've had a couple of them where it's just like I haven't seen anything in the news, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it didn't happen internationally. So Labradorite as well. Even though I happen to not be wearing my Labradorite today, I was wearing my necklace that Jamie picked out these for me. Katie says, I remember doing a reading for a friend, and it was just before the GFC, and she worked in a bank, and I told her that the problem was that she had in the bank were nothing in comparison to what was going to happen in the future. She didn't believe me at the time, but we understood later, just like that COVID prediction. Right. Like a lot of, I will say like 90% of the readings that I do are confirmation of someone's intuition. I'm just like I'm like most of what I'm saying. It's just like it's just a confirmation of something that you already know on some level. Like I don't think I'm going to tell you anything that's like bolt upright out of the blue. But there have been readings like that. They're fewer and far between, but they do happen. Um, and I guess that 10% are like that, like, or like the COVID prediction where we had no idea what we were seeing because it hadn't happened in our lifetimes, or at least not to the degree where it became like a blown pit, like a full-on pandemic. But like you look back and it like makes sense when you look back, when you look at that death card with the skull and the black cloud coming out of its mouth, and I'm just like, oh my god, like who knew, certainly not me. And it's like I'm the one that was giving the reading, and I certainly didn't see that coming. And that's the reason why I call them the tarot reading for the collective, from the collective, because I always have like, you're participating too. It's not just me doing the reading. I can do the reading, but like I want audience participation as well because you all are readers too. All right. So thank you all for watching. I think we're gonna go ahead and do our weekend forecast. Actually, no, I don't need to take a suggestion because I made myself a mega deck. I made myself a mega deck and I put it in here. Okay. So this is amalgamation of two of my Rebecca Campbell decks, the Starseed Oracle and the Work Your Light Oracle. So thank you all very much for watching the Lubanko tarot unboxing. Definitely will be working with this for the month of January for card of the day polls. Let's look, mixed up together. So I won't know which one it is. Well, actually, I will know which one it is or which deck it's from because the backs are different, so I can tell. But yes, exactly. Our energies combined in these lives for readings boost the signal. Yeah, the signal is definitely boosted. And also a reminder that we do these every Friday night, or we're gonna try our damnedest every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you did not win the mid-episode reading, I'm very sorry that only one can be a winner each week. But you'll have to tune in again Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to try and win again. If we do the tarot reading for the collective for the year 2026 next week, there will be no mid-episode reading because that entire episode is going to be one big ass reading. So, and if you didn't win, you can always book a reading with me. Tarotbyhillary.com is the only place to book with me. Okay, so let us get into the weekend forecast from either the Work Your Light or the Starseed Oracle. We'll see which one. And what do we need to know for this weekend? Besides the astrology telling us it is not a good weekend to work, take the weekend off if you can. I can't, so thanks. But I will definitely do my damnness to avoid those potholes. All right, this is the Work Your Light. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising and you are the oracle. Aye. Okay, I know. Thank you. Okay. So, Pillar of Light is on page 98. And if that is not a further sign that, yes, you're going to get more visions like that, Fran, maybe not as intense, then I don't know what is. Because it's saying you are the oracle. So you're going to get visions. Because I guess we all are the oracle. So you are the oracle. Pillar of Light, vibration is rising. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression. A conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your broad body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all of the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart. In every cell of your body, do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. Yeah. They're coming for me too. It's like, it's equal opportunity here on the Tarot by Hilary live stream. So the activation, you would hold the card, or you can just hold your hand to your heart if you don't have the card, and say, I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. You can also do it not just as an activation of the heart chakra, but you can also tap it in as well. Oh, well, you didn't mention that. I asked my ancestors and guides to stop playing games and show me what I was supposed to do. Okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. Well, then. 'Twas another successful episode of the live stream. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying the unboxing of the Lubanko Tarot. Thank you to Fran for allowing me to read for you tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for your patience as I took a little time off to heal whatever the heck is going on in here in my voice and my throat and my body. I swear, I don't feel as bad as I sound. I promise you, I don't feel as bad as I sound. Yeah, Stephanie has a good point. Did they did they say it loud enough, or do you need them to repeat? Yeah, you gave me that reading a long time ago. Just like did you ever you did see that meme, right? I feel like I've shared that meme before. Where it was either The Hangover 1 or 2 with Ken Jeong. But did you die though? You nearly killed me. But did you die though? Guess not. Not yet. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me, especially after this episode. You have intuition. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend, and a wonderful week ahead of you. And I will see you again Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode. Who knows? It might be our big fat tarot reading for the collective for the year 2026. It might be something different. I don't know. But it most probably will be that, because I don't want January to pass us by without doing that episode, which I know everyone loves and enjoys. So I will see you next week. Bye.